Howdy. Welcome back to the top 10 Mortal Kombat games. Continuing with our penultimate pick, we got Mortal Kombat X, released in 2015. The one that got away. I did not play Mortal Kombat X the year it released. I didn't even play it a year after it was released. No, it took me about 2 years, close to 3 years before I got my hands on this game. And man, let me tell you, obsession is not even the word for it. But goddamn do I have a serious case of FOMO when it comes to Mortal Kombat X, because I desperately wish I was playing this game whenever it was at its peak. Fortunately, I was living a very turbulent life and video games weren't really that much of an option. I kind of fell out of love with Mortal Kombat, fell out of love with a lot of things, but once I did play Mortal Kombat X for the first time, holy shit. Yeah, your boy was hooked. Gameplay-wise, this is probably the closest that we're ever going to get to a Mortal Kombat trilogy remake. As far as like the combo system goes, as far as how fast this game does go at. You have the run button again. You have these insane combos. There's so much to talk about just from the actual fighting alone. Not even talking about other game modes. Now, when it comes to the game modes, they do lack a little something, especially compared to other games, but that's how much I just fell in love with the actual fighting mechanics of Mortal Kombat X, because the story was okay, it was so-so. I wasn't the biggest fan of Cassie Cage being like the main hero to beat Shinnok. I still love Cassie Cage's voice actor, the first one, not the one that we had in MK11, still loved her work. You still have like Test Your Luck, Test Your Might, and Classic Towers and whatnot, but those didn't hold my attention as much because by the time I got my hands on the game, you could buy everything in the crypt and all the skins and whatnot for $30 or some shit like that. So that's kind of what I did, but you rest assured that had I been playing this game on launch, oh yeah, I would have been rinsing the hell out of those game modes. But let me take you back to 2017, whenever I was visiting my friend Bert. He had Mortal Kombat X, and his brother Isaac was a beast at Mortal Kombat X. And Albert was no slouch, too. He actually whipped my ass 7-0 before I got a game on him. And that's kind of what lit the fire back up, because I was playing Mortal Kombat pretty regularly back in the day. I wasn't a scrub or nothing, but I knew that there were levels to this shit once I fought off against the Martinez brothers, so to speak. That's whenever my eyes opened, like, oh shit, this is a whole mentality, there's psychological elements to this game. I'm gonna pick this shit back up because I do not like getting my ass kicked. Don't know many people who do. So I trained. You're damn right, I trained with all the characters I could. Of course, Raiden was first. And Raiden in this game, holy hell, Raiden's like top 2, top 3, easy when it comes to, the high tier characters, the S tier. Fucking love how they did Raiden in this game. Really like how they did all the characters. You pretty much have 3 variations for each character, which means that you have 3 characters in one. So if you really want to get technical, there's about 99 to 100 characters in this game when you count the variations. Even more when you count the fact that you can have no variation, just the base fighter, and just one more for Triborg, because it's Triborg, but you can also add Sub-Zero with Cyrax, Smoke, and Sector. So it's really Quadborg, if we're being honest. I digress. Used to have a lot of material whenever it comes to this game, just from the characters alone, and I always liked that. I always loved the variation system. I hope we can go back to this iteration of the variation system in future Mortal Kombat games. And included with those characters, you have the DLC, 2 combat packs that have a 80s horror themed to them. You got Jason Voorhees, you got Predator, you got Alien, and you got Leatherface. I know Leatherface was more 70s than 80s, but still, you have 4 humongous horror icons that are in this game, and they are all overpowered as shit. For some reason, Mortal Kombat NRS, they just love making their guest characters, their guest DLC characters, just very powerful and very hard to fight against. I'm looking at you, Tremor. He's one of the DLC. Tremor was kind of like an ancillary character for the longest time, but he made his voice heard on this game. Fucking hate Crystalline Tremor with a passion. I wish I could have played him back in the day. So yeah, you really have to be on your P's and Q's whenever it comes to fighting in this game, fighting against other people. The AI, it has toned down considerably from the old games, thankfully. But when it comes to actually fighting online and against other human beings, it can be a challenge. It can be hard. It can be frustrating. But when you win, you're earning these wins. So you really got to make sure that you got your wits about you, because these games go by quick. These games go by very quick. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not focused, you will get your ass stomped, because we're talking just, you can do 40% combos without any meter. You have meter in this game. I've got to mention that in Mortal Kombat 9, but you have a meter system that you're building up that's also tied into the breaker system. It's a whole thing, but basically if you want to do a little bit more damage in your combo, you can spend a bar of meter that you've earned up during the fight. But if you're fucking ridiculous like Ermac or Raiden, you can just do a 40% combo in the corner with no bar. And it's just like, cool, all right, I just ate 40% of my life gone because I didn't guess correctly. That's one of the negatives about this game. It's a mix-heavy game. If you do not guess correctly on your blocking, you're gonna die. You're gonna die pretty quickly, but that's just one of the reasons why I love this game. High risk, high reward is the best way to describe this. Maybe Mortal Kombat X is a little bit too high. As far as like an overall video game is concerned, it might be a little high, but the impact that it made on my life, it's more than deserving of number 2. It can even be number 1, but we'll get to that later, trust me. But this is the game that made me fall back in love with Mortal Kombat, with fighting games. And if it wasn't for Mortal Kombat X, and even bigger shout out to the Martinez brothers, if it wasn't for them reintroducing me to this, we're probably not having this top 10 today. This game really pushed me into the fighting game community, for better or worse. But I got to have a whole new experience. I started streaming because of this game. There's a lot of roads that opened up just from this one game alone. So I'd like to thank Bert and Isaac for lighting that fire under my ass again. Gotta appreciate my brother Hayham, show some of his work right here. I got him into this game, and we kind of had like a student-teacher type of dynamic, and then he got the student overpowered the teacher. He's a fucking beast at this game. Just so many good memories that are tied to this game. It's hard not to feel some type of way when it comes to Mortal Kombat X, and I hope you share the same sentiment. That just makes me wonder, where would Mortal Kombat X place on your list? Would you place it higher, lower, or take it off entirely? As always, y'all let me know down below, and stay tuned.